Episode 027 with Susana Downes. Hello and welcome to another episode of One Voice Can Change the World. I'm your host Tina Bangle and it's great to be here. It is a cold winter's morning here in Sydney, and as you can tell I do have a blocked nose because I am recovering from a cold. But I am thrilled to have my next guest with me, Susana Downes. And she's been an avid performer since she was a very young child. She trained in ballet, jazz, tap, singing and piano, and she went on to study music theatre at the Australian Institute of Music, where she gained her degree in music, and she was majoring in music theatre. So Susana was fortunate enough to be part of the ensemble in Rent, and also she's been in local productions such as Hairspray, The Wizard of Oz. She was Gigi in Miss Saigon and Carmen in Fame, and those were local productions here in Sydney. After completing her degree, Susana starred in her dream role playing Wendla Bergman in Spring Awakening with Independent Theatre Company. Susana was also Miss Charity Queen for the Miss Philippines Australia pageant in 2015. She travelled to the Philippines representing Australia and visiting various areas of the Philippines and helping raise money for various charities. Susana performed her first solo cabaret in 2015, entitled My Musical Wish List, where all proceeds of the cabaret went to charities as part of her journey as Miss Charity Queen. In this episode, Susana shares with us her involvement with more charity work and also her new show and her pageant that's coming up this weekend. She is hilarious, so if you get a chance to follow her on her socials, especially Instagram, you'll need to check her out because she's wonderful. This episode was brought to you by SG Home Loans. SG Home Loans will help you find the best home loan that suits your needs, whether you're a first home buyer, an investor, or refinancing. At SG Home Loans, we will help you save your time, energy, and money with our expertise and service to secure the loan and home you want. sghomeloans.com.au. Let's make it happen. Welcome to One Voice Can Change the World podcast. I'm your host, Tina Bangle, vocal coach and professional vocalist. In each episode, we bring you an inspiring person doing wonders in the music industry today. We hope to give you motivating messages to help you navigate towards your musical dreams. I'm so grateful you're here, and now let's give you something to sing about.
Let's rewind the clock back.
Yeah.
I was told that, so my mum used to sing You Are My Sunshine to me like every single night before I'd go to sleep. And then apparently one day when I was about 2, I started singing it back. And then that was just like the start of everything, really. My first ever performance was me singing My Heart Will Go On at my auntie and uncle's 25th wedding anniversary. Mm-hmm. Granted, I was 5. That's a hard one to sing, let alone a 5-year-old. So
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then I got into singing. I started at Australian Girls Choir when I was 6. Mm-hmm. I stayed there up until I was in year 3, so about 9, 10 years old. Mm-hmm. And then I started getting singing lessons at my dance school up until I went to high school. I think I stopped getting singing lessons at my dance school in year 10, and then I had a singing teacher who I still keep in contact with, Beth Daly, who was an amazing singing teacher. Mm-hmm. She was my singing teacher.
Daly. I think where does she live? Or
in like the Eastwood-ish area, okay. I think.
She's music theatre, right? I think she's.
Yeah, she's done a couple of stuff with Squabble Logic, and I think she's done a few Hayes shows.
Right.
Yeah, because she's still working as well.
Okay, yeah, because I have a feeling that I've worked with her when I did Miss Saigon and I did auditions for Miss Saigon a long time ago.
Yeah.
She sounds familiar. Her name sounds familiar. So they gave us free singing lessons and dance lessons at the time when we were auditioning, and if you kind of made it to the final parts, and because we didn't really know much of people to give dance lessons or singing lessons compared to now, but
so many people.
So they sent us off all the fellows. all the people that audition, you need dance lessons.
Cool. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, no, so she's been so I had her in year 11 and 12.
Right.
And I went to the McDonald College of Performing Arts. So because I was like the singer in primary school. Yeah. And obviously, like with that, kids can be kind of cruel because like you're the kid that's like in the limelight and the spotlight at school all the time, and so they bully you, they make fun of you and all that stuff. So it was really good to get away from every one of those kids that were going to a school. And they're all going to the same high schools essentially. And then I drifted off and I went to my performing arts high school, and I was with a group of kids that were similar to me in the sense that they were performers. That's what they wanted to do for a living, and we were all able to, enhance our craft and work on it to potentially be performing artists as we become adults. I say that in quotation marks. And so I went there. I did music for the first 4 years of high school, and then I did year 11 and 12 in musical theatre. Best decision I ever made. And then for university, I went to the Australian Institute of Music, and I have my Bachelor of Music in musical theatre there.
Oh, cool.
And, and then I was doing a lot of community shows from the time I was in high school to a couple of years ago. And then after uni, I've been doing a lot of independent theatre stuff, and then just trying to audition for as many shows as I can, and all that fun stuff.
Awesome. And do you have an agent that you have? I have an agent at the moment. Yeah,
and she's great. Before I had her, I would submit myself for shows, and most of the time, when you don't have an agent, like you're not gonna, you don't usually get it. It was always a rare chance that I would have an audition without an agent, and I had one previously, but then they stopped their musical theatre area of the agency.
Right.
So for almost a year I didn't have an agent, and then after that I found through a couple of my friends that were with her, I found my agent Wendy Richards, who her agency is called Working Management, and she's been great. I have auditioned for heaps of big shows. I've gotten very close in quite a few of them, and I landed a mini-series last year, so that was really exciting. And I was like, I broke into TV.
So what was that? What show was that?
So that's Dead Lucky. That comes out in July on SBS. There's only 4 episodes. I'm in 2 of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know the exact date of when it comes out, but I know it's July.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to see. Like, I've got substantial scenes and I have lines. And, so I'm not just an extra in the background. Like, I'm actually a character that drives the plot and actually drives the plot in a really big way. I'm not going to spoil anything. But
okay. Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for it.
How many auditions do you normally do? Like, are you constantly auditioning for things or?
No, it's on and off. I guess because a lot of auditions, the first round is just looking at you and seeing like your headshot and whether or not, we can see her in this role. And for a lot of shows that are coming out, they're bringing back a lot of the very, how do I say this politically correct, Anglo-Saxon looking shows.
Okay.
Yeah, like they're reviving quite a few of those. So it's either I'll get the brief and I'll just say no, I'm good, thank you though, or I'll submit for it and then I won't get a call for it.
Right.
But a lot of directors and a lot of producers are making shows way more ethnically diverse, colorblind casting and all of that great stuff. it then just comes down to, there are some weeks when it's like I have an audition this day, and this day, or I just have one, or I have two in the one day. It's always different.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And do you hope to maybe go overseas, like to New York and try your luck there? Yeah.
100%. I would love to break into the Broadway industry, just because I've gone twice, and every time I go, it's just I love it so much.
Have you gone there for just to visit, or?
Yeah, so the first time I went there, I was there with school, so we got to take a dance class and a singing class at Broadway Dance Center, and then see shows, do all the touristy stuff, which was super fun. And then I went back 2 years ago with my best friend, and we, again, did all the touristy things. We saw as many shows as we could, kind of every single night that we could. And then we took classes at Broadway Dance as well. That's the place to take classes if you're in New York and you want to take like a theater class or just technique class or even a ballet or singing class. Like they've all got it there, and it's really, really fun.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I have a student that is living in New York, and she says that she auditions all the time. Like she's like, there's so many, you bump into people, so many of the same faces, and it's like it's. Now she's used to it. Like she'd be doing like 100 auditions in like back to back twice in a so it's like full on. But how exciting if you can do it like at this age. That's amazing.
Always trying to. I've had a couple of auditions, like test, like screen test stuff that I have to do for like TV shows in the States. I was very close to being in one of them, and then they went in a different direction, but it's fine. Yeah. They know who I am now, so they're it'll be like during pilot season I was getting quite a few things.
Oh, good on you.
For stuff in the States. So that was really fun.
Exciting. That's great. Yeah. So who, apart from Beth Daly, who are your mentors?
I have a pageant mentor. Her name is Danny Walker. She was also a singer as well. She wanted to initially be a singer too, but she's branched into helping women, if they want to become beauty pageant contestants, or they just want to be in that industry. She's created a YouTube channel and helped out with that, and she's coached me in interview and all that kind of stuff, and we just talk on Instagram. And she's really great. She's someone that's come from, she lived in poverty when she was younger, and so she's learned how to manage herself as an adult and to try not get in that into that side of things, and she helps others that are currently in that situation. So she's definitely a mentor of mine.
Do you often see her normally just when you have your pageants, or do you see her? Well, so she's a coach.
She's from America.
Okay.
So I've spoken to her on like a Google Hangout and stuff, and we just talk through like instant messenger on Instagram. But she was in the Miss USA pageant representing Montana this year, so it was really cool to see her working and doing her thing up on the stage there. It was really cool.
That's inspiring.
A singing mentor besides Beth, I think just a lot of my friends that are working in the industry, like constantly asking them for advice and getting their input, because they've actually broken through and are getting shows that are like at the Capitol Theatre or in Melbourne and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, cool. And what are some of the challenges that you've faced, and what would you advise kids that are trying to do the same thing as what you're doing, like anything that you would pass on to them?
For me personally, it was always a looks thing, because I'm not only am I Asian, like outward appearance looking, and I am, but I'm tall as well. So that combination doesn't always fit together because they're like, but the stereotype is short and Asian and you're not both of those things. So it doesn't really, Right,
okay. Because that's interesting because a lot of people have the opposite. Like if they're Asian and then they're short, you know, it's like that there's a challenge there that, you know, there's a story in their mind that, you know, I'm not either good enough or I'm not the part or things like that.
So, I've learned not to take things personally. Like if I get down to the final like callback for something and I don't end up getting it, I've learned not to take them personally because it's all about how does this person fit into the picture that we're creating. And it's literally all about how I look. And that's something that I can't change. And I don't want to change. Like I like how I look. And so I've just learned, don't take it personally because it's not about me. It's about how do I fit? And does this fit the picture that they had in their minds, or is it just it doesn't work out how they planned?
That's great advice. I think that's wonderful, like not to take it personally and and just
it's all a business. When it comes to actually like feeling like you did terribly in an audition or in a performance, we are the most critical people on ourselves. And I think we just have to remember that we're there to perform for an audience. And like, yes, you can enjoy it the most, but even if you feel like, oh, that was terrible, I did so bad, those negative feelings are going to show on your face and within your performance. And so you need, I've learned, like before a performance, if I'm feeling nervous, instead of trying to calm myself down and be like, oh, okay, relax. I think get excited because we've got adrenaline pumping through us when we're nervous. And instead of trying to diminish that adrenaline, keep it going, but change it from nerves to excitement. And so it's a mind game being a performer. It's a huge mind game. So changing nerves to excitement is always something I try to do, auditions and performances. And just faking it till I make it, meaning like if I'm not feeling very well but I still have to perform, just fake I'm great and then step off. Oh, which has happened before. And like last week I was doing a telegram gig with the children's entertainment with the children's entertainment company that I work with. I was doing a telegram for a 17th birthday, and I had been sick like the last 5 days, and I had just gotten my voice back that day, and so I was singing 2 songs, and I just faked it the whole way, and I was just happy as like, birthday girl, you're having the best time. And then they had a great time. They said I sounded beautiful, and I was like, I thought I sounded horrible. I sounded like a prepubescent teen. But if you felt it was great, then that's the main thing. As long as the person or the people that you're performing for enjoy your performance and feel like really great about it, then you've done your job.
That's great. I remember when we did the support act for Leia Salonga.
You guys did such a good job.
Thank you. Thank you. And that after the show, I was able to have like something like to eat afterwards and meet her at her hotel, and she was like, that last song, all I just wanted to do is eat, and I'm thinking about burgers, and so she had a burger. And I'm thinking, wow, she's normal.
Like us.
She's like us, and she's like throughout the whole last song she was singing For Good, right? And she was like, all I just wanted to do was just eat.
I know that feeling.
Well, wonderful. That's I love your advice. I love the way that you've learnt it on the way, like through experience, right? And and that you're surrounding yourself with people that lift you up. I think that's very important. That's awesome. So what's happening with your beauty pageant? You've got something on next week. How do you prepare for that, and how has it helped you and other people?
So the pageant is next Saturday on the 16th of June, but we have 4 days of solid pageant work. So we are at the Sofitel Wentworth in the city from Thursday, doing photo shoots, fittings, workshops, and then up until the night of the 16th, and then it's go time.
So what's workshops? Is that teaching you how to speak? And
yeah, I think so. So runway workshops, we're having a makeup workshop,
right?
And I think there's an interview workshop as well, just how to conduct ourselves in the interview. And then we also have a fun, because it's all girls all over Australia. So there's some from Victoria, there's some from Queensland. I'm not too sure if there's any in from Adelaide coming through, but so all over Sydney. So we're they're taking us around the city, going to the Opera House, going to the Harbour Bridge, and then a mysterious location which we don't know about yet. So I'm excited to find out where that is on, I think, Friday. Yeah,
okay. And is it expensive? Is it expensive to be in a pageant? Do you provide all your clothes and things like that, and makeup? And
it depends for certain pageants. This one, we're really, really lucky to be sponsored by some great places. Our evening gowns are actually being sponsored by OMT Boutique, or One More Time Boutique in and so they supply our evening gowns. That's great. So they're dressing us. So when I did Miss Philippines Australia, that was a little bit more expensive because I had to buy my own gown. But for this one, they supply it for us. Style Bikinis is sponsoring our swimwear. NYX Cosmetics Australia is sponsoring all of our makeup.
Great.
So this one has been really great on my wallet. So everything's it's all sponsored by these amazing people.
Great.
And so we get, most of the time they are quite expensive. If you want to have a nice dress, if you want to have nice shoes, nice swimwear, you've got to either you find those things at a really great price, or you save up and pay for that. And I wore my Miss Philippines Australia gown earlier this year for the Miss World preliminary pageant, which I got through to, and the state one is in July.
Great.
So I've got that too. Oh no. So I still use it. It's not like it's just sitting there. Eventually I'll probably sell it when it gets to the point where it's just sitting in my closet and not doing anything with it. But it does take a bit of you got to work hard. I've got 6 jobs, so
wow. Okay. So what are your 6 jobs?
So I work in JB Hi-Fi. Been there for almost 6 years. I am a children's party entertainer. So I do I come into birthday parties, sing some songs, play games, do some face painting. I've just started a new job in Chatswood at a building certification company where I just do templates and fill those out. I work under another company that my friend's parents, it's Mark Edmonds Productions. They do during school holidays, when you've got in malls, they've got a craft workshop. Or when Santa does his Santa's parade around the shopping centre, they do that too. I teach bar and I teach singing. And then acting. So 7.
That's great. That's great. And it's wonderful because then you can fund your passion of, singing and creating shows, and then also...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's great. And tell us about your show.
Yeah. So on the 10th of June, I am putting on a show at the News Agency in Annandale. It is called The Strength of a Woman, and it's all about female empowerment and showing that we're all strong and that it's a time for equality. And, you know, one of our sponsors for Miss Grand Australia is United Nations Women. And so this show, all proceeds go towards them. It's part of our charity portion of the pageant. So
right, okay.
We've been told to creatively raise our funds, and what better way than to do a show. So
are there any other people that are doing shows as well, like other contestants that are singing?
Not that I know of. I think a lot of people have done like bake sales or raffles and having like a day to just like talk about stuff. And I know one girl had like a fitness day. So everyone's a little bit different. But for me, because music is what I do, why not use it? And I did the same thing before with Miss Philippines Australia. I had a show in North Ryde and had family come and watch me sing that then too.
So what are you going to sing for the weekend?
I don't want to like bring the set list out.
Okay. What would be the high? Oh no, then if you share the highlight, that wouldn't be a highlight then.
Everyone knows about it. There's quite a few like modern pop songs because it's a big subject that is being brought into the music industry at the moment. There's I think 2 or 3 musical theatre songs, and then some older female empowerment, girl power kind of songs.
Great.
Yeah, and then I have one Filipino song in there because I wanted to give a shout out. I've got 2 shout outs to my mum in there. So there's one shout out where it's literally a song about mum, and then the other one is a song in Tagalog.
Oh, lovely. And do you have a band? Like, is there a live band with you?
No, so I think some of the songs I'll just have backing tracks with me, and then I may just I've said we'll keep the grand piano out on the stage and we'll see if I'm going to play or not.
Oh, yeah,
I just got nails done, so I might get in trouble by my old piano teacher from high school. I can just hear her saying, "You cut your nails." I love that. She's great.
I like your nails, and by the way, the colours are very nice.
I just got them done last night by one of our other sponsors, Cosmo Nails and Beauty at Seven Hills.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So they do that.
Very good. So what's your obsession? Like, I love watching your Instagram stories because you're so funny. What's your obsession at the moment? Something fun, something quirky, something that people don't know about.
I got really excited. So since I started working in an office, we have a stationary cupboard, but we didn't have enough highlighters, so I bought I love buying stationery. I love buying books. Like, my planner is it's so nice. It's rose gold.
Oh, nice.
It's so pretty. And I love just setting everything out. Like, this is this week. It's so colorful and pretty. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes,
it's so
very bright.
Having everything bright and colorful so that I know this means this, and I just I've always had a thing for stationery and planners, and I used to have a planner where you'd buy stickers, and I'd have pages full of stickers, and the pages would be so thick because they're just covered in stickers. But I learned how to do calligraphy with brush pens and all that kind of stuff. Cool. So that's something I love to do. I was doing a lot of cross stitching last year. I need to get back into it. I never finished that one project. It's like a photo of my partner and I. It's supposed to be our 2-year anniversary present, and it's not done yet. And we're at 2.5 now. So I'm like, oh no. I don't even know, where is it?
Maybe when you get the urge to, you maybe get inspired to do it again.
Maybe it's for the 3rd. It'll take me 6 months to finish.
Yes.
Yeah, so
that's
stationery, organizing, and then art and craft and haberdashery. I love all that kind of stuff.
All right, yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Do you like what's that shop? Kiki
K. Yeah. I used to have like one of my old planners from back then was a Kiki K one, but I have their folders for like tax, invoices. Yes. Here's all your receipts, like all of those. I bought all of those, and they look so nice in my desk. And yeah. I really
very pretty, very pretty.
Yeah.
So the name of this podcast is One Voice Can Change the World, and what does that mean to you?
There's like two ways that I can take it. It's that music itself brings people together. Like whenever there's like tragedy or like natural disasters or something, the biggest thing that always seems to happen is that artists come together, collaborate on a big song to raise funds for that natural disaster or that tragedy that's happened. And that changes the world greatly, and people relate to those celebrities and those artists that collaborate along with each other. And I think that's one way you can take it. But another way that is that the start of something always starts with one person talking about it.
Yeah.
And they talk about it to another. And it's that whole like triangle thing where they talk to like two people, they talk to two people, they talk to two people, they talk to two people. And it changes like how people think about things, like that whole flat earth theory or how people eat and change their diets. And just one person can make a difference to everybody. So those are the two ways that I think about it.
I just giggled because did you see that thing on Facebook? Like there's a society like Flat Earth Society or something.
Yeah, I just watched a like conspiracy theory video about it the other day, and there was some things I was like, wait, no, but that makes sense, but I'm not a flat earther. The earth is round. That kind of stuff.
And did you see the part where Australia is a hoax?
Yeah, it kills me. It kills me every time. I'm like, I am right here. Listen.
I think you should do like a skit about that. I think you'd do like a really fun Instagram story or something on that. That would be fun. Yeah. And absolutely. Just like a start of that talk that you said, just one person just starting to talk about what's passionate about, especially your show. Like how wonderful is that? Like empowering women.
Yeah. I just my mum is very like, typical Philo mum. She's like, Annette, I hope people are coming to your show because otherwise I'll get angry at them.
That's right.
That wasn't as good as it usually is. It's usually much better.
It's still pretty good. And how's your dad? How's your dad? Like, he's
pretty chill. I mean, he's more like, are we doing this again? Because the last time we did Miss Philippines Australia, he was supportive, but he was like, hey, we're not doing this anymore. This is your last one. And then, surprise, doing another pageant with him, got to do another show. So
yeah. It's funny that your dads are always just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's the whole, this is happening again. And then you win. And then they're like, oh, yeah, that's my daughter. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Like when I went through for the Miss World preliminary for Sydney, he at first he was like, what, you're doing another one of these? And then he found out I went through and he was like, is it in the newspaper? Can I send it? Can I show it in to work? I'm like, oh, my God. Wow.
That's cool. That's so fun.
Yeah.
And your mum sounds hilarious.
Yeah, she is. I think.
Yeah.
I think so my best friend calls her mum. My cousins, they're so silly. They'll like come up to them, they're like, hi mum, and they hug her, and I'm like, your mother is right there. Like, that's your tita, don't be stupid. But yeah, she's one of those people where she can command a room because she's so loud, but she's also just she's very loving, and she's very funny. Like, she doesn't try to be funny, but she's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's how I knew of you, because you guys went to the same church as in Balcombe Hills with us, and you were in the choir and in the music, and my cousin was the piano player, so Ronna was so that's how I knew of you. And it's been wonderful to watch you grow and to
thank you,
just keep plodding along with your passion and just being driven. It's really inspiring for not only myself, but I think a lot of young kids that
it's definitely
And what's one song that changed your life?
Wow. God, I don't even know, really. I think one song I always seem to go back to, because it's such, not only is it just a great song to sing, but it okay, this is a spoiler for my show. It's in the show. Is Don't Rain on My Parade from Funny Girl.
Yeah.
It's about, like, this is my time to shine. This is, like, I'm in a great mood. Don't dampen this mood. Like, get ready, because it's like I'm going, and it's going to be awesome. And it's such a big thing to do. And it was one of the first songs I sang at uni. And it meant so much to me to be able to sing it and sing it well, and to be told I sang it well.
It's a huge song.
It's huge, and it's a song that's, like, it's a hard sing, but I think that changed my life in the way that, like, the first time I actually ever saw it was on Glee, and that's, like, will forever and always be my favorite show. I watched it from start to finish. Like, I know a lot of my friends that had said, "Oh yeah, I stopped watching after this season because it got boring," and I was like, well, I watched the whole thing, and I cried in the last episode.
Yeah. That was amazing. So
it was such a great show, and that was probably one of the biggest reasons why I got into musical theatre, because they brought it back. Yeah, and so that show and that song, because I had been following Leah Michelle's career since Spring Awakening, back when I shouldn't have been watching it because I was 14 years old and it was very inappropriate for young me. But I knew her from that, and then I saw that she was on TV, and I was like, oh my God, she's so cool. Like, I knew her on Broadway, and she's making a name for herself, and she's singing all these amazing amazing songs. And Don't Rain on My Parade, when I first heard it on Glee, was definitely a song that changed my life, because it changed where I wanted to go career-wise, because initially I want to sing pop music and do all that stuff, and then I was like, wait, no, I can act, I can dance, let's put them all together and do all of it together. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So I think that's the song.
That's great.
Made me think about it. Yeah.
Well, that's a beautiful story, and there's always that one song that we turn to. And we remember, like, there's a huge part of, why we do what we do. Yeah. So, where can people follow you and connect with you? What's the best place?
Okay, so I think I've made all of them the same. So my Twitter and my Instagram are all at Sana Danielle, so SanaDanielle. I have a website, which is sanadanielle.com, and it's like kind of advice for performers, and then I also go and review shows. My last review was Birdie Productions' Little Mermaid, which was a really great show. I really enjoyed it.
Great.
And then so there I have a YouTube channel. If you just search my name, Susana Downes, because my username is very embarrassing and I'm not going to say it. And then on Facebook I have my page on there, which is just Susana Downes on there as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, and all the best for your show. I'm gonna,
thank you.
I'm sure it's gonna be fantastic, and all the best for the pageant as well.
Thank you. I'm getting nervous because it's next week, but I should be fine.
Yeah, you're such a natural. So
yeah. Thank you.
It's lovely to watch what you're doing, and I look forward to knowing what you're going to do in a few years and 10 years' time. Imagine what you're going to be doing.
I hope I at least have one kid by then. I'll be turning 35 in 10 years. So
wow. Okay.
At least one child.
Yeah.
I hope.
Well, I had my first. Oh well, I've only got one, and I had him when I was.
Big now.
Yeah, he's taller than me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I had him when
he was still
a little baby
when I first met him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had him when I was 32. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
You've got a long time.
I do. I just my cutoff is 38 because that's how old my mum was when she had me, and so
really?
I don't want to be too. Yeah. I was like, I don't want to be too old.
Yeah.
And my mum, and she's like, I wasn't too old. I'm like. Yeah. I just look at her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully by then I've had at least one. Yeah. And then it's been in a proper show.
I'm sure you will.
Production.
You will. Thanks. I know you will. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Susana.
No worries.
So lovely.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Well, there you go, guys. What a fun interview with Susana Downes. She's such a pleasure, and it's been really lovely to get to know what she's been up to, and just her drive is just so inspiring, and I hope it inspired you as well. So as you know, I've been on a mission to help people with their voice and to help them discover and develop it. It's been a long life journey for me and a lot of self-discovery, and for years I thought that if I could get the best vocal lessons from the top vocal coaches, I would attain high goals for my students and myself, and I would be content and be totally happy. Now, don't get me wrong, I am extremely proud and very happy with many of my accomplishments, but I felt something was missing. Why was I always searching for the next big thing? Why was I always trying to improve? Why were there times when I would get these amazing opportunities and blow it or self-sabotage myself? I would really turn around and blame everything around me. I couldn't figure it out. You know, like pep talks like you've got this, or believe in yourself, or trust in yourself. Couldn't cut it anymore. Nowhere did I find a coach that could help me understand why I was doing what I was doing, why I behaved why I did, and why I felt like I did, until I studied to become a master practitioner in neuro-linguistic programming. It's called NLP. And I also studied timeline therapy. So now I'm a master practitioner in both of those fields. And because we're taught to get on with things with our environment, many of us don't realize that we can be governed by the stories that we make up, the negative emotions and beliefs that we have stored deep inside of us since childhood. And we carry those beliefs in our everyday lives, and every now and then we're triggered. It could be a look that someone gives us or something they say. Whatever it is, it's a significant emotional event in our lives that we have suppressed or ignored, but we haven't let it go. We don't know how to let it go. And that's why I developed an intensive 6-week breakthrough program for visionary musicians, singers, and entrepreneurs. This program is for you if you know that you have greatness inside of you, but something has held you back. Don't let it control your life any longer. It's time for you to truly shine. So what I'm doing is offering a free 15-minute call. If you feel that this program will work for you, and you can chat to me to see if it's something that it fits us both. So I will send out a link on the show notes. PM me or message me. The link is on the show notes, which is www.tinabangle.com/laser call. And you can hop on a 15-minute call with me just to see if this program is going to help you transform your business and your life. And it has transformed mine. And, I'm just offering this to you as an alternative to what you're doing at the moment. So hop on the call. I'm really grateful for your ears and for you listening all the way this far into the podcast, and reach out to me. Okay, until next time, bye for now.